Good morning, students. On the previous section of Unit 2, Data Communication and Computer Network, we will learn about layer protocols, goals of layer protocols, and as well as the network design problems. Today's section is all about OSI reference model. The OSI reference model, also known as Open Systems Interconnection Reference Model. On the previous class, we will discuss about different network problems or network design problems such as logical problems like vendor related problems and as well as the network maintenance problems. So in the previous class, we will discuss about the different layered or the different layer protocols which is available with the computing or networking world. So the task or the complexity which have the network normally having the complexity. So to the simpler task of like data communication, we must require certain layers or certain segments of the subsequence, particularly protocols. That is, there are different layers there, and each and every layer must have its own data to communicate from one node to another node. So the task is, or the particularly the data communication make it easier, it must require the layer protocol concepts. So the current session is all about open system interconnection, that is OSI. As you know that आप लोग एक्चुअली फर्स्ट ईयर में बीसीए फर्स्ट ईयर में कंप्यूटर फंडामेंटल में ये टॉपिक को थोड़ा बहुत आप पढ़े थे, दैट इज ओएसआई मॉडल. And OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. It's a reference model that describes how information from a software application in one computer moves through a physical medium to the software application in another. So while we're communicating with certain particular messages, every individual messages must be created by the help of certain application. Because in computer there are two subsequent components there, that is hardware and software. Did you know that software is basically the tools which is normally provided for functioning or smoothly functioning of the computer hardware. So in open, particularly like system interconnection, the information how the software, particularly applications, will be created, and the application which is created by the user, or you can say the software, is normally moves to one layer to another layer over the subsequent medium which is connecting with it between end users. So that's why this particular reference model describes how information from a software application in one computer moves through a physical medium to the software application in the another computer. So it is all about the communication between system 1 to system 2 or system 1 with other systems. The next point says that the OSI consists of 7 layers and each layer performs a particular network function. So like different layer protocols, there are layer protocol having different layers of particularly, like you can say different layers which can perform a particular function related with the network. So in this case, OSI also having 7 layer architecture, or it normally consisting, or it normally comprised of 7 layers, and each and every layer are interrelated with each other while we can communicate data between one system to another system. So that's why your OSI is basically consisting of 7 layers, and each layer performs a particular networking function. The OSI model was developed by the ISO, that is International Organization for Standardization, and how it is and it is now considered as an architecture model or architectural model for the intercomputer communication. As I said earlier, basically, in the case of or in the side of vendor, the vendor normally develops so many software for the network, but every individual software should meet the standardization of the network, which is normally available with us. So that's why OSI is basically called, or in this particular model was developed by ISO, that is called the standardization for international organization. So it is normally developed in 1984, and before that there are certain particularly like models there are certain reference model there that do not actually satisfy the standardization of network communication. So in 1984, ISO, or particularly like International Organization for Standardization, that is ISO, was developed this particularly reference model. And the OSI model divides the whole task into 7 smaller and manageable tasks. And as well as each layer is assigned a particular task. Because to the task or the make the task is easier, we must actually divide the subsequent network into different layers, and every individual layer having a particularly like a smaller particularly section, and each and every section normally follows the subsequent things. So that's why अगर हम लोग जैसे लास्ट क्लास में मैं बोला था, ओवरऑल अगर हम लोग कोई एक टास्क को एक से ज्यादा पर्सन अगर उसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो इट इज एक्चुअली इजियर फॉर द सब्सिक्वेंट थिंग, मतलब वो हम लोग के लिए इजी हो जाएगा. So like that your particular OSI also contain OSI also particularly divide the subsequent whole task. The major task which is for the data communication is divided into 7 smaller layers, and every individual layer must assign a particular task to data communication or data creation or maintaining solution. Each layer is self-contained so that the task assigned to each layer can be performed independently. So every individual layer having its own independent task. So one layer does not actually overlap to the another layer. That's why the particularly layer which is available with the OSI reference model is self-contained. The task which is given to that particular layer can be completely done by that particular layer itself, so that the task assigned to each layer can be performed independently. So there is no interruption between one layer with another layer, because every individual particular layer having its own particularly own referencing concept, or you can say own like assigning task. That's why every individual layer must be bound to perform that task which is pre-assigned. And this is normally called the simple diagram of the OSI reference model. There are basically 7 layers there: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and as well as physical. These are the 7 layers. Like there are different particular layer having its own particular name, like application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, followed by network layer, data link layer, and physical. Overall, the 7 layers are divided into 2 segments. The first 4 layers, that is application, presentation, session, and transport layer, is normally one section or one layer concept, or it is a combination of layers, which is basically related with responsibility of the host. इस केस में क्या होता है, जैसे कि कोई यूजर या कोई पर्टिकुलरली नोड, जो हम लोग नोड के थ्रू जो डेटा सेंड करते हैं या जैसे कि डेटा को ट्रांसमिट करते हैं, दैट इज बेसिकली 4 layers: application, presentation, session, and transport layer is basically called the responsibility of the host. And the last 3 layers, that is network, data link, and physical layer, in another segment or another section, that is followed by, or that is the responsibility of the network. So there are 2 subsequent sections. One thing is called host another thing is called network. And the first four particular layers are under supervision of host, and the last three layers under supervision of the network. So that's why there are 7 subsequent layers there, starting from applications to physical. The next point says that the OSI model is divided into 2 layers. As I said, one thing is called upper layer, another thing is called lower layer. And the first 4, like the 4 sections like application, presentation, session, and transport is normally called the upper layers, and the network, data link, and physical is basically called the lower particular layer. So the upper layer of the OSI model mainly deals with the application related issue, and they are implemented only in the software. It means it is basically the responsibility of the host. That's why the most of applications can be done by this particularly by using the OSI layer is normally related with upper layer, and the application layer is close to or closest to the end users, because we are normally interacting with the subsequent application there, because there are certain different type of applications there, like there are certain web browsers there are certain social particularly sites there, like you can say there are Skype is there, so and so thing, like Zoom is there. So right now I am doing the same thing which is mentioned here. Like I am normally related with the applications, and application layer is normally related with or the particularly linked with the end user. And both the particularly end users and the application layer interact with the software application, because application presentation, these two particular layers are normally completely close to or related to the end users. The upper layer refers to the layer just before another layer. So it having a particular layering concepts. So that's why the first 4 layers are interrelated. That's why these particularly 4 layers are normally in a group of upper layer. On the other side, the lower layer of the OSI model deals with the data transport issue. As I say earlier, the first 4 layers are normally called the responsibility of the host, and the last 3 layers are the responsibility of the network. That's why the lower layer of the particularly OSI reference model deals with the data transport layer, because it is related with how the data can be normally communicated from one particular layer to another layer over a subsequent medium to the end user, to the other side. The data link and the physical layer are implemented in hardware as well as software. So these two particular layers are normally deals with or implemented with the hardware and as well as the software, because as you know that whenever we send certain we can transmit certain information or certain message over a network, it is normally converting into the bit streams, and that is zeros and ones. So that's why the data link layer and as well as the physical layer are normally related with the hardware and software. So there are certain network access devices which is related with that. The physical layer is the lowest layer of the OSI model, because it is the bottom of the part OSI model, and it is close to the physical medium, because the physical layer is directly linked with the medium which is normally communicated between two subsequent ends. So that's why it is normally close to the physical medium, or normally called the communication medium. And the physical layer is mainly responsible for placing the information on the physical. So it is the main responsibility of the physical layer, how the data, like you can say create and as well as maintain and as well as transmit. The transmission of the data is completely like depend upon this particular layer. That's why the physical layer is mainly responsible for placing the information on the physical medium, because it is close to the subsequent physical medium. So this is basically a simple block diagram or the diagram of OSI model. On the left side, that is transmit data, and on the right side it is receive data. There are certain particularly keys or arrow keys there. That is, it is normally called top to bottom, and normally it can be maintained through physical line or physical link, and followed by it is bottom to top. So on the left side is normally having the source node, and the particularly right side, that is basically called the receiving node, or you can say the transmitter or sender and receiver or destination node. And there are 7 particular layers there. like as I say earlier, like application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and as well as physical. So the physical link here is normally called the medium, which is normally communicate between the source and as well as destination. So let's discuss about the some of the features or the functionality of the website model. So first of all, the physical layer. The physical layer is basically responsible for transmitting of bit streams over the medium. So basically, whenever we create a certain message by using different applications, that must be in digital form, and the data is normally consisting of binary bits, that is zeros and ones, and the zeros and ones data can be communicated over certain layer, and at last it reaches the physical layer. So that's why the transmission of bit stream over the medium is completely responsibility of the physical layer. Again, the second point, it deals with the mechanical and electrical specification of interface and as well as medium, because it is directly or it is closely related with the physical medium or the physical link, or you can say the network medium. So that's why there are certain particularly medias there, like you can say guided and unguided medias there. So it is basically deals with the mechanical and as well as electrical specification of interface and as well as medium. And third particular thing, like that, it defines the types of encoding, because as you know that in unit 1 we learn about analog and digital signals. So every individual data should be convert and reconvert while actually communicating over the subsequent medium. So that's why it is widely implemented for encoding the data, that is binary bits or bit streams. And it defines the data transmission rate, because it depends upon how much amount of data can be communicated from one system to another system over a medium. It is normally the responsibility of the physical layer, who or the particular layer checks or defines the data transmission rate. And normally the next point, synchronization, it synchronizes the sender and as well as receiver. It is normally synchronization of the subsequent bit streams over a medium from sender to receiver. And the next point is says it is normally called the line configurations. Line configuration is nothing, it is related with the connection. What type of connections can be provided by in a network to communicate the transmitter and as well as the receiver, and it is basically related with the line configuration. And line configuration is also the responsibility or the task of physical layer. And the last point says that the physical particularly topology and transmission mode. It depends upon what type of topology can be communicated from one system to another system. Like there are different topologies are there, like TCP/IP, transmission control protocol, internet protocol, UDP, that is user datagram protocol, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. These subsequent protocols, that's why it is completely based on, like you can say, layer protocol concepts. That's why physical topology and as well as transmission mode. What type of mode we can actually implement that? It may be simplex, it may be full duplex, or it may be half duplex. It is completely like the job of like physical layer through which the data can be communicated from one section to another section or between the end users. The next particular section we can actually discuss in next video. So please go through this particular the contents which are normally here in the slides. Thank you.